This May, journey through spectacular mountain scenery and picturesque cities as you experience 3 alpine countries with our very own Travel Bug Girls Guide Kara and local experts. This enchanting 10-day journey across Switzerland, Austria, and Bavaria will leave you breathless with wonder and eager to return. To learn more, visit our website at travelbuggirls.com/Europe. That's travelbuggirls.com/Europe. Welcome to the Travel Bug Girls podcast, the show where we dive into the world of travel, exploring everything from expert tips and insider secrets to unforgettable destinations and the latest trends. Whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or planning your very first adventure, we've got you covered with the advice and inspiration you need to make your travels truly unforgettable. So sit back, relax, and let's take your travel planning to the next level. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Travel Bug Girls podcast. I'm your host, Kimmy, and I'm rolling solo today. So changing it up a little bit, but I think we're still going to have a good episode. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about my specialty, which has changed a little bit over my time with Travel Bug Girls. I was doing cruises, and as my role with Travel Bug Girls has changed, I'm now the social media manager. I wanted to do something that was a little less work intensive, I would say, as far as keeping up with all of the cruise lines and everything. And so I had been looking into sandals because I love all things beach and tropical, as you guys know. So I decided to make sandals my focus because it's something that I can really focus on and learn about, and I've trained in. And so I'm going to share a little bit about sandals with you guys today. So the first thing that I hear a lot about sandals is, oh, sandals, that's the one that's really expensive. And so we are going to get into that later today. But one thing you also need to know about sandals is it is luxury included, all inclusive. And they really do mean all inclusive. Also, something really cool about sandals is there's almost always some kind of sale going on. They have a weekly sort of last minute sale that's called the 777. A lot of times they have like seasonal sales. Right now, recently they've had some extra sales in Jamaica because of the storm, the hurricane that hit Jamaica last year. They've rebuilt and they're reopening, and so they're really encouraging travelers to go to Jamaica. So they've been doing some sales there. So basically what you need to know about sandals is all-inclusive for adults, so 18 and older. There are also 2 beaches resorts, and those are basically the family version of sandals. So also all-inclusive. They're for families, they're good for groups, or they're good for multi-generational families. But they do allow children, and they have more programming and offerings for children. Sandals are strictly 18 and older only. So some of the things that are included with sandals, and I really think this is where you find your value because you are not having to add in all these little bits here and there. So, a lot of what I love about sandals is it is really all inclusive. It includes global inspired dining, all your meals, unlimited dining, top shelf liquors and wines, so you're not having to pay individually for those, land and water sports, championship golf courses, including complimentary green fees and transfers, PADI certified scuba diving. That's 2 tank dives per day for certified divers and all the equipment. If you're at beaches, it includes kids camps for ages 0 to 17 until 9 p.m. every day, daily and nightly entertainment, round-trip airport transfers, Wi-Fi in all the areas, all your tips, taxes, and gratuities are included except for your spa and your butler services. So that is really where you're going to find your value with sandals. Even at other all-inclusives, A lot of times you'll have the more top tier dining is not included. You have to pay extra. Sometimes your top shelf liquors and wines are not included. Golf course fees, green fees. Like, I don't know very many other resorts that include that. Scuba diving. I mean, kids camp. A lot of the tips and taxes like that right there, just not having to deal with making sure you have enough cash, pulling that out to give tips at right time. Somebody brings you something or does something for you, is like just a mental stress off. Airport transfers, round trip airport transfers, that right there can be a couple $100 often. Some things that make Sandals different, besides that, they offer global cuisines in their restaurants. They have a lot of overwater options. They have overwater villas, bungalows, restaurants, bars, gazebos, even an overwater wedding chapel. They have Club Sandals, which offer some expedited check-in options, some butler services. They have concierge services that come with certain rooms and suites. You have rooftop restaurants, rooftop bars, a rooftop pool with incredible views. Two of their locations actually have an offshore island that's included, where you can travel to that island, and that's all part of your stay. They also do have spa options. I really love that Sandals, when it says all inclusive and luxury, it is both. A lot of people might not know that Sandals also has the Sandals Foundation. So 100% of the donations go to project funding. It serves 9 islands with over 31,000 volunteers. They focus on education, environment, and community, turtle conservation, upgrades in schools on the islands where they have resorts, literacy programs, improving healthcare, youth engagement, entrepreneurship training. So they really do like to give back. They also have a really cool program. It's called Pack with a Purpose. So the guests can bring up to 5 pounds of school supplies and drop them off at the front desk. And the Sandals Foundation will deliver those to local schools. So sandalsfoundation.org is where you can find out more about what they do, and I'll link that in the show notes. I personally always love to work with businesses that I know are giving back to the communities that they're in, and I feel like Sandals really does do that. So as far as the global inspired dining experiences, there's 23 global cuisines. They have up to 16 restaurants and 11 bars per resort, depending. They have fresh local farm to table ingredients, which I love. That means they're partnering with local farmers, local vendors. Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee is served at all their resorts. They have premium liquors included and unlimited. And then they have the Robert Mondeville Twin Oaks wines, which exclusively for use at Sandals and Beaches Resorts. They also have Appleton Estate Jamaica rum, and there's no tipping at any of the bars or restaurants, so you do not have to worry about that. All their regular dining is included, but there are some options that you can upgrade. So that would be something like you can have maybe a beach dining, a private candlelight beach dining experience, something like that. They also have they have a Sandals app where you can make your reservations before you go, so that you're not stressed about doing that when you get there. So I love that. Another thing I love about Sandals is land sports are included. A lot of times you go somewhere and if you want to add in, like a golf, or you want to add in a tennis or whatever, you've got to pay extra. So that is not the case. Sandals Resorts have golf, tennis, pickleball, beach and pool volleyball, basketball, table tennis, pool tables, billiards, croquet, horseshoes, lawn chess, shuffleboard, bocce ball, darts, and board games. One of them even has a bowling alley that's included. There's a rock climbing wall at two of them that's included. All Sandals and Beaches resorts feature Red Lane Spa fitness centers with state-of-the-art equipment and complimentary fitness classes. They're air conditioned and they're open 24 hours. So if you want to take a fitness class, you do not have to pay extra for that. It is included, which I love. Again, you don't have all these little add-on fees, and that is where other, even all-inclusive resorts get you. If you love pickleball, they have really upped their pickleball game. They have matches, they have a tournament, they have paddles and balls there for your use. They have even, like, if you don't know about pickleball, there's a complimentary introduction to pickleball session where you kind of learn about it. So many of the resorts have pickleball. They also have golf at the Jamaica and the St. Lucia resorts. So that includes complimentary green fees, complimentary transfers from the resorts, driving range, and there's complimentary weekly group clinics. There are PGA certified professionals available for private lessons. Those do have an extra fee. And also for your cart, your clubs, and your caddies, there is an extra fee. But your green fees are included and your transfers are included. So that is awesome. If you bring your own clubs, they have complimentary storage. So again, if you're a golfer, this is like top tier. Another I would say an entertainment part of what Sandals offers is water sports. And again, this is something that a lot, I would say most of all-inclusive resorts would charge extra for. So the included water sports at Sandals are snorkeling, paddleboarding, kayaking, water skiing, tubing, windsurfing, Hobie Cat sailboats, aqua cyclers, wakeboarding, kneeboarding, glass bottom boats, boogie boards, and banana boats. So those last two are only available at certain resorts. But okay, like water skiing, you're not paying extra for someone to take you out water skiing. You're not paying extra for someone to take you out tubing, like wakeboarding, kneeboarding, glass bottom boats are included. That's awesome. I love to be out on the water. So this was a huge thing for me because I would want to be out doing something like this every day. But if I'm going to have to pay an extra $100 or $200 a day, that might keep me from doing some of it. They also have scuba diving. So certified divers can do 2 single tank dives or 1 double tank dive per day included. They do have some rules in that as far as timing because of flying and that kind of stuff. There are some things that you might need to either have a refresher or a skill review. They do offer a refresher course that does require a nominal fee. There is also Snuba, which is an airline that's attached to a raft. You don't have to take extra classes or anything. You just go down. That is an extra charge. But then you can also take scuba classes. So there is a 3-hour program that you can take that will certify you or qualify you for 1 open water dive during your stay. That does have an extra charge. They also have some programs to introduce scuba diving for kids. So that's really cool. So if you are a diver, it's definitely a really awesome inclusion, and some of their locations have absolutely gorgeous diving options. Okay, so a little bit about beaches, which is the family option. There's 2 beaches resorts. They do have kids camps, and these are included. They're always supervised. The kid camp hours are from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. They do close for an evening session to clean and sanitize, and they have 6 different programs, so they're divided up. And so each program is specific to the age of the child, which is amazing. So if you want to take your kids, but you also want to have some relaxing time, kids camp is included. You don't have to worry about paying an extra $200 a day or whatever. There is also private childcare options. And also, and this is really cool, so Sandals were the first resorts to become autism certified centers with the IBCCES accreditation. Their kids camp staff and their nannies are certified. You can have a beach buddy for any child with any level of special needs who needs one-on-one attention. You can hire a beach buddy. Definitely some really cool options there. They also have some specialized areas for their kids and families with autism. So Beaches also has water parks. They have lazy river. They have all kinds of different options. Those are included. And then they also have Sesame Street themed included options, all kinds of different Sesame Street things, including like baking cookies with Cookie Monster, puppet making, art, all kinds of different things. And then they have some additional Sesame Street options that you can pay for extra. So that might be like a character breakfast or sunrise yoga with one of the Sesame Street characters, things like that. If you have a group that you would like to travel with, Sandals is a great option. They have awesome group options, and I would recommend working with a travel agent on those. Also, corporate groups. There are some meeting rooms, some ballrooms at the different resorts, and they will work with corporate groups on reserving those. Of course, Sandals has destination weddings and celebrations. So if that's something you might be interested in, I highly recommend talking to a travel agent to find out what the wedding packages include, how many people are included. They do have a really cool pre-anniversary night. They have an option to test drive your wedding. So if you haven't been to a location, but you want to go and see what it might be like, they do have a special rate for that. Proposal packages, honeymoon packages, a ton of options for weddings or even vow renewals. So one thing that is important, and I'm not going to have time to go into all the different options, specifically of each different location on this podcast today, but each resort has kind of its own personality. Some of them have a short airport transfer, like 10 minutes. Some of them have a 45-minute airport transfer. Some of them have golfing close by. Some of them have different types of beach options. So some of them might have a sand beach, some of them might have a rocky beach, some of them have different pool options, some of them might be more water sports focused than others. Some of them might have a little more of a party vibe. Some of them might be relaxed. So it's important to talk to your travel agent, and they can ask you the questions that will help you figure out which location is going to be best for you, whether it's Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, Curacao, St. Lucia. Each one has its own personality. It might be Jamaica. St. Vincent is a new one. So like I said, there's some of them also have options where they're close by and you can go between two different resorts. So that might be something that you'd be interested in looking at. And that is something that your travel agent can help you with. So again, why I hear a lot, oh, Sandals is so expensive, but you are getting, like I said, so much included. You are getting your Wi-Fi. You are getting your airport transfers. You are getting all of your meals. Think about that. Just meals for two people for a week at an upscale restaurant. That could be a dinner at an upscale restaurant. Could be $100 to $200 a meal per night. So if you're there 5 days, that's $1,000 right there. Your tips, your gratuity, all of that is included. So think about how many times a day you'd be handing out maybe a $5 bill, a $10 bill, and not even realize the money you're spending, and that it's all included. The water sports we talked about, water skiing, tubing, kneeboarding, all those things are included. If you're a diver, dives are included. I mean, the value that is included to me absolutely is worth the price. Plus, you are getting all-inclusive luxury. Sandals is known for a luxury experience. You know when you hear the Sandals name that it's going to be top tier, top notch. It's going to be luxury. You're not going to get there. And I see a lot of these kind of reviews for other all-inclusives. You get there and there's mold in the corners. There's dirt. There's a bug in the, bugs in the sink. It looks run down when you get there. You're not going to have that with Sandals. With Sandals, you are getting a top tier level experience. So if that is something that is important to you, I highly encourage you to look at Sandals and check with your travel agent again, because there are always so many fantastic deals. You can also get your airfare through Sandals, and oftentimes you will get that airfare at a discount. A lot of times they are offering a discount. There's also an additional 10% discount for military, police, and firefighters. And you can reserve your room for just $49 per person to lock in your pricing. So if you see a great deal, boom, $100 locks in your pricing so that you can know that you have your suite reserved. I just want to encourage you, if you thought about Sandals and automatically thought, ooh, that's too expensive, take a look at the value of what you're getting. And you can even just talk to your travel agent and see what kind of sales and specials have going on. You might be surprised at what you can travel to Sandals for. But I highly encourage you to at least give it a consideration and give your travel agent a call. I do recommend using a travel agent because they can help you get the best value. And also they can help you if you want to book some additional things like spas or tours, any kind of special candlelight dinner, things like that. I hope that this has kind of introduced you to Sandals and what they offer, and kind of helped you to maybe give Sandals a second look. So feel free to drop any questions that you have, or contact me if you want more information about booking with Sandals. Thanks for joining me today, and next week I should be back with some more of our Travel Bug Girls. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Travel Bug Girls podcast. Be sure to subscribe to get our new episodes every week. We'd love to connect with you on social media. Share your answer to this week's podcast question with us at facebook.com/travelbuggirls. You can find us on your favorite social media by using @travelbuggirls. Want to join our VIP group? You'll find us on Facebook groups under TBG Travel Bugs. Learn more about the Travel Bug Girls and what we do on our website at travelbuggirls.com. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and safe travels. Ready for that summer girls trip you've always wanted? Join us this July for a dreamy summer escape to Mexico's Riviera Maya and the Bahamas from beautiful Miami. 5 nights on Virgin Voyage's Resilient Lady in a sea terrace room with balcony and hammock. This cruise is adults only and designed for the perfect escape. Spend the day in the spa, lounge by the pool, or dance the night away with friends. Don't let another summer go by without an epic vacation. For more information, visit travelbuggirls.com and click the Girls Trip tab. That's travelbuggirls.com.